this trade. So this, I think it was,
Wait, I was trying to take a buy from like before that news candle.
oh here,
It was, yeah, it was like in that area before news dropped.
yeah, I see.
Because look, we got like a mini IB, but like it wasn't much. And I entered off like just off the IB. I didn't enter off the demand.
Was
Sorry,
that,
what kind of stuff, me?
was that here?
Yeah, like you said, that big push up. Like it was not really big, but it pushed up a
Yeah.
little bit. I entered around in that area,
Oh, I see,
and then it
okay.
just dropped.
Yeah, a couple of things with that. So, like I told you before, you have news there. I'd be very hesitant to trade just before news. But you can write down your rules. Like, even I had that maybe a couple of months ago. Like, absolutely do not trade a couple of minutes before news. And that should be a hard set rule. Again, unless you've done something like this. Maybe you've done something like this. Alright, you're up a good couple of R, then go to break even, like even up here, right? And then hold it through news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you do get caught by spread, which you probably would have with this, even if you get taken out here, it's not a huge loss to your account. That should be one of your main rules with news. Just keep that in mind every single time. Second thing is, we'll go over this trade, right? Walk me through like your thought process behind taking the trade. I think it was this. Where was it? I think it was this
It was a
here.
bit earlier because I went to bed after a loss. It
Was
was right
that?
around there.
Yeah, I think it
No, I
was this.
saw I saw that fair value gap.
Yeah.
The bearish fair value gap. Yeah, I was gonna try and take a long off it, like pushing through that fair value gap.
Okay.
Like it wasn't really supply and demand at all. It was pretty much just forcing something that wasn't there.
Yeah. No, I
And
feel that.
I've taken a long, but stop loss for like 5 pips or something, and it's just melted. When in reality, it's respected that supply.
So you took something like that.
Just all the way down. Yeah, it was similar to that.
Yeah,
And I was aiming for 50% of that big news candle.
Yeah, I see.
Um,
Okay.
It was kind of like it was kind of like a return to structure, but like not really following
Yeah, I
the rules
see.
as much.
Okay, well, let's go over return to structure, right? Because I know it's kind of on me. I just pushed it onto you guys and I didn't really explain it well enough. So I'll explain it now. So essentially, from the basics, the return to structure is there's a couple of criteria, right? If we look at a good example like this one, look at this. So a good example of return to structure would be, okay, we have higher time frame bearish order flow, right? So that's completely fine. We can still look for buys in this. You just need to know what you're looking for. So higher time frame order flow, 1 hour order flow is bearish, completely fine. Right. We have a hourly break of structure. Price is overextended. So you can imagine going back to that scenario we were looking at before with the news candle. This can be the news candle, right? This can be the news candle. Price is pushed all the way down. And now what? We want to look for... We can't really look for shorts because it's overextended. That wouldn't be the smartest move. So after a push down, we tend to always have a reversal, right? Always have this move. So we're trying to catch this, but there's a couple of criteria. So higher time frame order flow, preferably we're going against the trend, right? 3-minute time frame is what we look at, not the 1 minute, not the 15-minute, straight up just a 3-minute time frame, right? And I'm not talking about, when I say 3-minute time frame, I'm not talking about this. This is not the 3-minute time frame. Sorry, this. There we go. Let me go to 15-minute. Let me show you. That's right. This is a 3-minute time frame, right? That's the whole 3-minute structure there. Not this stuff, right? So I think it's easier if you zoom out to the 15 minute, like we were talking a couple of months ago. I think you were there when we were like, the easiest way to look at order flow is looking at the time frame above it. So if I want to look at the 3-minute time frame, I want to look at the 15-minute time frame, and this will be our 3-minute structure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll zoom out of the 3-minute time frame onto the 15, so we have a clear picture of the 3-minute, or else we're going to get stuck in this and take stupid trades, right? So that's the second criteria, right? 3-minute time frame structure. Now, after 3-minute time frame structure, what are we looking for, right? We're looking for a push down, push up. Ideally, my chances of winning these trades go up exponentially when I have this kind of double bottom looking thing, right? Have that, and then move up after that. So have a break of structure above. Now this is when now you start looking for buys, because we've confirmed, tried to push down, we couldn't, created this push up. Now we draw the fib, and then we come here, look at a good buy opportunity, stops just below this low or this low, up to you. That's the return to structure, right? There's two elements to it. Higher time frame order flow must be going the opposite way. 2, 15-minute, we're on the 15-minute time frame looking at the 3-minute structure, right? Now, this structure, we have it going up, we had the IB, and then we have the push down, right? Now, where are we targeting, right? Ideally, people go for home runs. People go for, we might break past here, but that's, you're going to lose every single time, right? What you want now is draw the fib again. Where do we take our sells and buys? Off that 50% zone. So keep it, keep it limited, keep it conservative. Somewhere in that 50% zone, take that entry, and then you'll have a good trade, right? As opposed to where I see a lot of people going is, you see something like, if we go into the 1-minute time frame, we can't even, not on this point. Okay. Let's say we go to the 3-minute time frame. I see a lot of people do something like this, right? You see this double bottom, you see price move up, you do the fib, and trust me, it can work. It can absolutely work. You take the buy like that, aim for the high. You can absolutely do it like that. But you see how you get stuck in this range here? Because really, this is 1-minute movement, right? This is 1-minute movement, all of this. So, key points from this is higher time frame order flow must be preferably going the opposite way for a return to structure, because the return to structure is actually this bit here. This is the return to structure. This is what we're trying to catch, right? And that's our target. We need to know what our target is before we take that trade. 3-minute, we're looking for a break above, a very clear break above with this double bottom looking pattern here, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to that trade, because I know Onel wanted to go over this as well, so he'll be watching the recording. So already, right, if we look at this, perfect, we're going against the higher time frame order flow, not a problem, right? This is not a 12-hour trade, this is a 3-hour, 4-hour trade max. So we have our order flow, right? What are we doing wrong already? 3-minute time frame, right? This is 3-minute time frame. We can't, this is not clear. This is not clear order flow. This is not clear structure. So if we zoom out to the 15-minute, what does it look like? It looks like this, right? That's what you're trying to trade there. You see that?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to trade. That's nothing. There's no substance there. And especially if we're thinking, we're trading against institutions, right? They're not looking at this. They're not looking at this. No higher powerful trader is looking at this. So already that's the first mistake. Now if we zoom down to the 3-minute, second mistake is we've already gone into the 50-minute zone, 50% area here, right? If you're looking for shorts, this is the perfect place, because high time frame order flow is bearish, we're going with the trend. Somewhere in that zone, you can look for sells like that, like that. See how it's super easy? You just follow the trend, 50% zone, stops above, and that's it, right? Whereas if you're looking for a buy, now it's invalid because once we have this move up, that's over. The trade is over, right? Because this is our profit target. It's already been tapped in. Now there's no money there for us. So now just leave it, let it go. That's the second mistake. Third mistake is 1 minute time frame. I saw the markup. The 1 minute time frame breaks of structure, right? This is not relevant at all. 1 minute, these breaks of structure, if you're looking for trades, is not relevant at all. Because, again, it doesn't mean anything. This really doesn't mean anything to anyone, right? Unless you're a scalper, okay? Which we're not. So, a couple of things with that trade. Good that we went against the order flow if we're looking for intent to structure. Bad thing is we were on the wrong time frame. We didn't have any real structure to trade. 15 minute. We didn't have any structure to trade. That's what you're trying to trade. Third thing is we're on the wrong time frame. And fourth thing is the 1 minute thing, right? Does that all make sense? Do you have any questions with that? Because
like maybe when you're doing the return to structure and you're on the 3 minute, like, how do you, like, if you go back to the other example that you were using,
yeah.
Like the example where you marked up where it was just ranging and choppy, like I'd honestly probably get caught in something like that.
Or you mean here?
Yeah, like on the 3 minute when you went to that first example, and you had that
You mean this?
I think it was good. Yeah, that.
Okay, I see. So that's why when I was the same. I was very, very low time frame, 3 minute, 1 minute, right? I'd get caught in these as well, and that's fine. Like that's completely normal. That's kind of the process. But that's what I'm kind of trying to stop you guys from doing early. So I can get why you'll get stuck in this range, but the main thing I wanted to emphasize was just zoom out a little bit. If something's ever unclear, just zoom out. Like this shit doesn't make any sense to anyone, really, right? None of this will make sense to everyone. So this part might make sense to you, and then this part might not make sense to you. So if it doesn't make sense to you, don't trade it, right? So what do I do when things don't make sense to me is, okay, if this section doesn't make sense, I just don't trade it, right? Just don't look at it, don't force it, don't do anything. But what I can also do is zoom out. Because again, these time frames they're fractal, right? If I zoomed in and I showed you, okay, Jet, what time frame is this? It's just this photo. You won't be able to tell me if this is a 1 minute, 3 minute, 15 or an hour, right? Realistically, you won't be able to tell me. So if you see something like this range and you're like, look, if we go to this, select bar, and we look at something like this, I can get how you can get stuck in this. Absolutely, right? So if we have something like this, right?
How would you not, like, would that not be a change of character or a break of structure with that candle on the left?
We could clarify this as a break of structure like this, right? And again, it's completely fine if you get caught in these, because that's, again, it's part of trading. You lose if you lose, right? But well, let me show you the difference between this one. And again, this takes a lot of practice and a lot of lost trades to figure out. So let me go get out of here. Now I'll go back to here. Alright. If we play this back to my original example, see how once we zoom out of that 15 minute, that structure's not there anymore? See how that's not relevant at all?
Yeah, true.
Right? If we're in the 15 minute, that's perfectly fine. It's all good, right? And this is kind of where I talk about discretion, right? You have to go through the time frames. You can't just stare at 3 minute, hope for something, and then take it. So, okay, what if, let's say we're trading this, right? We're on the live, we're trading this, and we're like, okay, we just had a 3 minute, we had a 15 minute, 3 minute IC, right? An IC like this. Cool. Now, what I want to do is be like, okay, who's going to see this, right? It's just us on the 15 minute. If I zoom out, that's nothing. What even is that? That's just a little move up in price, right? Now, if we keep going down, this trade ranges for a little bit, comes down. We're back on the 15 minute. Okay, now we have a move up like that. It still doesn't mean anything. I'll zoom out, have a look. Is this? Have we created some type of structure? Yeah, we have this kind of structure now, right? We have real structure. You can see on the hour, you can see on a higher time frame as opposed to the 1 hour, right? So even this, you could trade this if you're a 4 hour trader. You can trade something like that. Take something like that, right? So again, be cautious on those lower time frames because it's only really a select portion of those retail traders that are looking on the 3 minute time frame. Does that make sense? So when you see the setup, just zoom out a little bit, right? Zoom out, check out the 1 hour. Be like, okay, do we have real structure here? Yeah, we had a structure change. Cool. So that must mean there's more. I've said this before as well. The higher the time frame, the bigger the pool of money is, right? So the 15 minute demand zone is stronger than the 1 minute demand zone. So that's exactly what we're going in here, right? If we can zoom out and still see the structure, chances are the pool of money here is a lot bigger than the pool of money in here. Does that make sense? Yeah. So again, yeah.
Like on that hourly, after the hourly break structure, it's pulled back into the demand pretty well, and it's rejected off it.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a move like that and we come in like that, we can absolutely take a buy off here or a buy off here, because again, there's buyers here, right? Again, I can't blame you for getting stuck in something like this, especially early on. I was the same. I'd take these trades and be like, why didn't it work? Like, it was to the plan, it was to the T. I followed my strategy. Why didn't it work? Well, because... Pardon? Yeah, well, because I was stuck on the lower time frame. No one's looking at the 3 minute, right? No one cares about the 3 minute buys here. They care about the higher time frame order flow. So realistically, that's why, if we break it down to a big picture thing, that's why swing trading is a lot more profitable compared to day trading, just because it's easier. There's a big pool of money here, right? Same concept, big pool of money. If you set your stop loss here, buys here, you just forget about it because there's a huge pool of money here, as opposed to these little movements, but price also needs to come back to the pool to grab more money to make those moves. Does that make sense? Yeah. But again, I don't blame you for getting caught in this. I would have got caught in this as well. Main thing is you learn that just look through the time frames. If you don't see structure on the hourly, the max I'd go is the hourly. So if you see something on the 15 minute, zoom out on the hourly. Is it still there? Then, okay, fair enough, that's a valid trade. If it's not, probably not, right? Probably going to get stopped out.
Yeah.
That was a good question, though. I'm glad you asked that.
What's your outlooks for the week?
Yeah, let's go through. What are you thinking? Have you done it yet or no?
Oh, I've got something marked up, yeah. I'll show you.
Alright, let's...
I'll just screenshot it.
Yeah, send it through. Let me have a look. What are we thinking?
It's on the 4 hour, but I mean, you can... I'm a bit...
How you feeling? You were sick before, hey?
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
Was it COVID or just the flu?
Well, probably just the flu. I didn't test.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, I agree.
So,
Huh?
Like, you could be bullish from that, but like since we broke to the downside on the 4 hour, I just don't really know.
Let me have a look. So I mean,
thought DXY broke that demand because it'd been like just gravitating around it for ages.
yeah, so would I. I thought we'd smash below it as well, but what is this? A daily demand. So I guess kind of two things, right? We've respected this demand in some way, right? We've taken out this liquidity here. Our main point of resistance, this is our protected high. So given the volume that we have here, I wouldn't be surprised if we take it out. So if we look at this then,
like I'm more bearish AU than
yeah,
bullish.
What?
Recent break, not sure.
Like this one.
Yeah, on the 4 hour.
Yeah. The tricky thing is with news, when you close on a day with news like this, you have it's very hard to say where it's gonna stop and where it's gonna flip, right? Like even like this, you have a lot of volume here. You can't really predict on a dime that it'll flip like this. So it's very hard to say.
Well, I mean, tomorrow's a bank holiday, so you won't see it moving too much.
Nah, probably not. And like I think that's where.
What I think.
Pardon?
Is that it'd probably just, what I think, like on the low time frame, it'd probably just continue that way, like going bearish.
Yeah.
I mean, it did break a couple of highs, but it didn't break the major one. So.
Yeah, we broke past this high. I wouldn't be surprised if we trace lower and look for some buys. But the thing is, in my own opinion, with USD pairs right now, given that we stopped like this, we closed the market like this, my honest opinion is I really have no direction. My opinion is we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens, because it's really hard to. This is just a gamble at that stage, so I don't know. It's not something I'd want to make a prediction on. Same thing with EU.
EU doesn't have bank holiday, so I think around London it might be a bit better.
Maybe. Again, we'll see. We'll hopefully get some structure.
EU looks like better. It looks better bullish, to be honest, though, because it didn't really break any lows.
That's true.
Like it broke some minor lows, but it didn't really break.
But the thing is, we have bearish structure overall.
And it did come into the demand pretty aggressively, so.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we break lower, to be honest. Given that there's news, and we already had an FP. Okay, what's today? The 9th. Okay, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I in my honest opinion, I'd stay away from the USD pairs until we get some clear structure. Very hard to say with that stuff, but GJ, I reckon we'll have some bearish movement. But in saying that, we've been very bullish for the last since the start of this year, I reckon. So even
because the JP was pretty weak.
Yeah, and like we took out this low, this low, this low. We respected this low, so I reckon we got some decent liquidity. We tried to come down. I want to see, ideally, again wait and see. I think we're gonna take this high out. Given that we respected
AU, EU, and GJ.
Yeah, that's it. Mainly AU and AU as well.
Yeah.
But again, it's really hard to say here, because I'm expecting us taking this liquidity will give us some liquidity to move up to possibly here, right? This long weekend kind of screws us, because don't really know what's going on with the bank holiday as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, does JPY have bank holiday as well?
no, with AU and EU.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
GJ
Yeah, well, one day there's some news.
for GJ.
JBP there's an AUD news 11:30, so that should do something a little bit. That's only yellow there.
Is
There's
that
nothing
NAB?
really for Wednesday. I would probably. What I find is that I've just been forcing stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And days, like I've seen it like all over like social media and like other servers, like the whole week that NFP is like, or even that whole day, that's the market's pretty choppy, and that it just gives a lot of false moves that there actually isn't, because of that big news.
Yeah.
So I think from like now on, I'll probably just try to avoid those bigger news days.
100%. Look, I don't trade news either. Like, it's not something I look forward to, unlike some traders. It's a lot of variables that you just can't control. So, starting off, definitely don't touch news. Again, only really be around news if you're up a decent amount and you're at break even. Really, you don't need to be trading news.
Yeah, true.
And yeah, again with that, if there's NFP tomorrow, chances that you get any good moves tonight, just as a hypothetical, if you have a big news event tomorrow, chances that you're going to get good, nice moves tomorrow morning is very low.
Yeah.
Just because people like us, we're like, oh, big news event, let's not trade, right?
Yeah, true.
But what I also
You
want
can't
to...
really, so
Sorry?
you can't really like predict it. Like
No, you can't.
you can kind of give a direction that it's going to go, but you couldn't say for sure.
No way. Yeah, no. Not a chance. Also, what I want to see is, soon I want to see your guys' journaling and your statistics in terms of trades. So I'm going to get you guys to show me that stuff. So we can go through numbers. So if you have a 40% win rate, I want to figure out with you guys what your IRR should be. Really standardize everything that you guys are going through. So do you know what your IRR needs to be given your win rate?
Probably like a 3.
A 3?
One.
Do you know your win rate?
No, I haven't done enough journaling
Okay.
to get the win rate. Really.
It should also say on your challenge as well, given that you've taken enough trades on it. In the account statistics. So I want to do a session, even if it's 1-to-1, go through everyone's win rates, go through everyone's RRs, see where the downfalls are, and then really approach it with a statistics point of view, because I think that'll help a lot.
Yeah.
And second thing was, I was actually thinking of pivoting this group into more of an entries focused, setup focused group, as opposed to just a general trading group, because I know there's a lot of general trading groups. So everyone knows how to trade, you know what I mean? Like, everyone knows where to buy and where to sell, but no one really knows when to get in, like when the right entry is, when the wrong entry is, what the right criteria is. So I want to kind of pivot to that slowly as we go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. But that's all from me. Do you have any other questions? 'Cause I'll be happy to answer them, bro.
No, you pretty much answered them all. Just got to see how the week goes, really.
Yeah. Keep me updated. Send us the trades that you think of taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll have a look.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Easy. Alright.